is Trivia for Kids, where it's not just for adults anymore.
Hello, everybody.
Heyo! Welcome to this week's. Oh, our microphone just decided to get a little droopy droop there. It went, whoa. Welcome to this week's episode of Trivia for Kids podcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Casey.
And I'm Quinn.
And we are here once again to bring you the very best in kids trivia.
Prime number 37. I think that's a prime number. It's probably not, but
I think you're right. I don't think anything's divisible by 30 or anything goes into 37. That's interesting that you thought of that, though, because that would have never popped into my head. So good for you, Quinn.
Why, thank you.
How are things going lately? Ooh, today you started something fun. Jazz band.
Yes, and baking club.
Oh, and baking club. You had a big day today. I did a lot of
And then we just
running.
went to the nursing home to go visit my aunt.
Yep, your great aunt. That was very nice of you to go visit your great aunt in the nursing home.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, you did a lot of good things today. But it's almost bedtime. Are you tired?
Absolutely not.
Do you have homework? Oh, man, you have homework, Quinn.
I don't need only some math that I might need.
Oh, no.
No, it's not homework. I want to work on it.
Okay, you're going to work ahead? That's my girl. Hey, so the joke of the week, guess who submitted it?
I don't know.
Me! It's my joke. I found a
Really?
really good joke, so I wanted to do it. And I haven't even told you what it is yet. So are you ready for the joke?
Yes.
What is a tree's least favorite month?
Let me think. I don't know.
September! Good one, huh? Hey, and if you guys like our podcast, if you wouldn't mind clicking that nice little 5-star button at the bottom of wherever you listen to podcasts, we would appreciate it so very, very much.
Yes, please do so.
And now we present episode prime number 37.
Here's how the show works. Trivia for Kids consists of 5 rounds with 7 questions each. We will announce the answers at the end of each round. Each new round will have a different category. After the 5th round, we will have the final exam, which will test you on the toughest questions we have covered in the previous rounds. Everyone ready? Let's get started.
Round number 1. The category is Raya and the Last Dragon. This category idea comes from listener George. Thanks, George. Question 1. Where does Raya and the Last Dragon take place? Question 2. Who is the last dragon in the film's title? Question 3. Which tribe is Raya from? Question 4. What does Raya call her father? Question 5. What is the name of Raya's animal companion? Question 6. Who gives Raya a dragon pendant as a gift? Question 7. What is the Droon's only weakness?
And now round 1 answers. Question 1. Where does Raya and the Last Dragon take place?
Kumandra. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Great! Kumandra. Long ago, humans and dragons lived together in harmony in Kumandra.
This is fake, made up.
Not a real place.
There are no real dragons. There's no Kumandra. Sorry if
That just spoiled everything for you. Nothing's real in Raya.
Question 2. Who is the last dragon in the film's title?
Sisu. For most of the film, Sisu is the last of her kind after she concentrates the last of the dragon magic into an orb and uses it to banish the Droon, reviving Kumandra's people, but not the dragons.
How sad. Everybody comes back to life but the dragons.
Oh, that's too. Did she mean to do that?
Yes, her brothers and sisters put all their energy. Sorry if I'm spoiling the movie, but they put their energy in it, and Cece just used it to blast. So they all turned to stone, but she didn't.
Oh.
Question 3: Which tribe is Raya from?
The Heart Tribe. A power struggle for the orb divides Kumandra's people into 5 tribes based on their placement along a giant dragon-shaped river. Fang, Heart, Spine, Talon, and Tail are the name of the 5 tribes. Raya's father, Chief Benja, is the leader of the Heart Tribe. I would want to be part of the Heart Tribe. That's my favorite shape.
Really?
Mhm.
I don't know.
I also like the Spine Tribe. I had a friend who had a cat named Spine. That's a weird name.
Question 4: What does Raya call her father?
Ba. Some Vietnamese words are used in the film, such as ba, which Raya calls her father.
It's like not dad, not father, not papa, ba. Question 5: What is the name of Raya's animal companion?
Tuk Tuk. Part pill bug, part armadillo, part high-speed off-road vehicle, Tuk Tuk has been Raya's best friend since she could hold him in the palm of her hand. Wait a minute. Even when he was little, she could hold him in her hand, and now he's like the size of a Vespa? Or like a four-wheeler?
No, he's bigger than that.
Okay, well, he's big, though. And when he was born, he was that small?
Well,
Hard to believe.
Yeah, it's true, though. Question 6: Who gives Raya a dragon pendant as a gift?
Namari. Raya befriends the daughter of Chief Varana of the Fang tribe, Namari, who gives her a dragon pendant as a gift. But Namari is only manipulating Raya to learn of the location of the dragon orb so Fang can steal it. Alerted to the attack, Benja and the other tribes start fighting over the orb, which gets broken in the scuffle. As each tribe steals a piece of the orb, the reawakened Droon return to ravage the land once more. What's a Droon?
It's like these giant purple, blackish, looks like
Clouds of smoke?
Yes.
Oh,
Clouds.
sort of like on Harry Potter, the Death Eaters? Dementors, kind of like them?
Kind of, but they don't have a shape. They're kind of just like giant blobs that are purple and black.
Droony.
Question 7: What is the Droon's only weakness?
Water. A wounded Chief Benja, discovering that the Droon are weak against water, throws Raya into a river before getting petrified himself. My goodness, so much petrification in this movie. Dragons turning to stone. Benja turning to stone.
The Droons make everybody turn into stone.
Wow, I need to watch this movie. Round 2. The category is Washington, D.C. Thanks so much to listeners River and Sage for this category idea. Thanks, River and Sage. Question 1. Presidents Herbert Hoover and John Quincy Adams both had what unique animal as a pet in the White House? Question 2. The National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. has many gargoyles throughout the sculpture of the building. However, which iconic movie character is also sculpted on one corner of the National Cathedral? Question 3. Who was the first president to live in the White House? Question 4. Washington, D.C. is named after which famous explorer? Question 5. In front of which famous Washington monument did Martin Luther King Jr. give his famous I Have a Dream speech? Question 6. How many total bathrooms are there in the White House? Question 7. What is the largest library in the world with more than 162 million objects in its collection?
And now the answer is to round 2. Question 1. Presidents Herbert Hoover and John Quincy Adams both had what unique animal as a pet in the White House?
An alligator. Along with that unique pet, Theodore Roosevelt allowed his 6 children to bring their pets to the White House in 1901. As well as many dogs, they had a small bear, a lizard, guinea pigs, a pig, a badger, a blue macaw, a garter snake, a one-legged rooster, a hyena, a barn owl, a rabbit, a pony, and Baron Spreckle the hen. President Calvin Coolidge also brought a zoo-worthy lot of animals. Not only did he have many dog breeds, including terriers, a sheepdog, collies, and chows, he also had cats, raccoons, a donkey, a bobcat, birds, a bear, an antelope, a wallaby, a pygmy hippo, and some lion cubs. Could you imagine if Joe Biden was like, listen, America. Wait, Joe Biden doesn't talk like that. Listen, America, I'm going to bring an entire zoo into the White House and put them all in the lawn. Does that sound like Joe Biden?
No.
Which of those animals that I listed were you most surprised at?
Maybe the lion cubs or the hyenas.
Or a pygmy hippo or a wallaby? Did somebody it's like a little kangaroo. It's a marsupial from Australia. Did some like Australian person bring a wallaby to Calvin Coolidge and he's like, sweet.
I need more of these.
Very interesting.
Question 2. The National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. has many gargoyles throughout the sculpture of the building. However, which iconic movie character is also sculpted on a corner on the National Cathedral?
Darth Vader. It started in the 1980s when National Geographic World magazine sponsored a decorative sculpture competition especially for children. Christopher Rader of Nebraska placed 3rd in the competition with his drawing of Darth Vader. Other winners of the competition joined Vader on the cathedral's northwest tower. One piece was a girl with braces and pigtails, another was a man with an umbrella and big teeth, and the third was a raccoon. Darth Vader and the others sit rather high and can only be seen clearly with binoculars. Isn't that crazy? So there's this huge old church, and it has like some gargoyles and some sculptures of like normal gargoyle-y looking things, and then Darth Vader.
And a girl with braces and pigtails.
Yep, and a raccoon.
Guy with big teeth and an umbrella. Huh! Question 3. Who was the first president to live in the White House?
John Adams. George Washington never lived there.
Question 4. Washington, D.C. is named after which famous explorer?
Christopher Columbus. D.C. stands for District of Columbia, and it was deemed so to honor the famed explorer. Columbus, Columbia,
DC.
potato.
DC also means Detective Comics.
It does. We learned that in a prior episode,
didn't we? Question 5. In front of which famous Washington monument did Martin Luther King Jr. give his famous I Have a Dream speech?
The Lincoln Memorial. So I don't know this, but do you suppose that Martin Luther King gave his speech in front of the Lincoln Memorial because Lincoln was a president that tried to free the slaves and had such a big deal in abolishing slavery? Do you suppose?
Probably.
I think that's probably a pretty good guess why he did it.
Yeah, that makes sense, but I thought it was at a different place.
Nope.
Question 6. How many total bathrooms are there in the White House?
35. I am glad I don't live in the White House. I can barely clean the 3 bathrooms that we have, let alone 32 additional bathrooms.
They have maids.
Well, okay. If somebody cleaned my toilets for me, then I would be fine with 35 bathrooms.
But I asked my grandparents today when we went over to nursing home. If you had a house that big, what would you use it for? Like
Zoo
what
animals.
would you? No.
Wallabies, hyenas, alligators, pygmy hippos,
Imagine.
dragons.
Question 7. What is the largest library in the world with more than 162 million objects in its collection?
The Library of Congress. This number is actually constantly growing, with approximately 12,000 items added to the collections daily. I feel like the number is more like 173 million or something. It's crazy the amount of things in this library.
Is it books?
It's books. I read that one of the drafts of the Declaration of Independence is there or something. One of Lewis and Clark's maps is there. I don't know. There's just some old stuff, other old like artifacts and books and such things.
That's crazy. 12,000 items a day? Wow.
Round 3. The category is true or false. All of the questions will be true or false questions. This idea comes from listeners Jackson and Logan. Thanks, boys. Question 1, true or false? 90% of a sloth's life is spent hanging upside down. Question 2, true or false? A shark has no bones in its body. Question 3, true or false? A cross between a horse and a zebra is called a hobra. Question 4, true or false? Idina Menzel sings the words "Let It Go" 20 times in the song "Let It Go" from Frozen. Question 5, true or false? The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. Question 6, true or false? A is the most common letter used in the English language. Question 7, true or false? Australia is wider than the moon.
Round 3 answers.
This was a super unique category idea to just do all true false questions. Left me wide open for all kinds of ideas.
Question 1. True or false? 90% of a sloth's life is spent hanging upside down.
True. I bet all the blood rushes to their head. Probably
I
not.
bet.
I'm sure God made their bodies specifically
So
designed so that
rushes
wouldn't
to the
happen.
other part of their body.
Maybe their blood runs backward or something. I'm sure not. I'm just making stuff up.
Question 2. True or false? A shark has no bones in its body.
True. A shark's skeleton is made entirely of cartilage. So where in your body would you find cartilage, Miss Quinn?
Your nose?
Nose and ears.
Ears, yeah, I was thinking them. Is this stuff that's like wiggly in between our...
Yep,
No.
right at the tip of your nose.
Is that why a shark's body is so flexible?
Probably, yes.
I'm just wiggling my nose. Question 3. True or false? A cross between a horse and a zebra is called a hobra.
False. A male zebra and a female horse is called a zorse. And do you know that I think you can have a donkey and a zebra and it's called a zonkey? Isn't that the cutest thing ever?
Yes.
I know. Did you also know you could have like a lion and a tiger? And it's called a liger.
Oh, I thought it was called like a tigon or something.
Tigon.
Tigon.
I think it depends on if the male was a lion or a tiger, and then they're called something different.
Stuff. Question 4. True or false? Idina Menzel sings the words Let It Go 20 times in the song Let It Go from Frozen.
False. She sings it 21 times. Let it go. One. Let it go. 2. Can't hold it back
Imagine the people that
anymore.
counted that.
Let it go. 3. Let it go. 4. I tried to do it and I only got to 4 when I was writing this question. 21 times though.
Question 5. True or false? The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland.
I love this question. It's true. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And a group of unicorns is called a blessing. Oh, so cute.
So, on a Go-Gurt wrapper, the reason I know this is because I read it on a Go-Gurt wrapper. I knew that the national animal of Scotland was a unicorn because I read it on a Go-Gurt wrapper.
Well, thanks, Gogurt.
Yes, thank you, Go-Gurt, for bringing us delicious goodness and facts.
And knowledge.
Question 6. True or false? A is the most common letter used in the English language.
English.
English, yes.
That is such a funny word. You say English. False. E is the most common letter, and it appears in 11% of all English words, according to Oxford dictionaries. So Quinn and I and Dan, we play Wordle every morning, and I feel like a lot of the Wordle words don't have E in them because they're really hard words. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Now that
Except for that one the other day. So I was just thinking, what about theme? And I was like, oh.
Yeah,
I
we
threw it in
did
the
just
trash.
have theme.
Question 7. True or false? Australia is wider than the moon.
True. The moon sits at 3,400 kilometers in diameter, while Australia's diameter from east to west is almost 4,000 kilometers. Isn't that crazy?
Man. Yeah. And
So the moon is about like if you tossed Australia into the sky, about the same size as the moon, but bigger.
a little bigger. So, just something I want to add for the last question. I read in this fact book, and it said that this guy wrote a whole novel that was all 246 pages long, and it didn't have a certain vowel in it. I think it was an A. Didn't have one A in the whole novel.
Who would ever think to do such a thing?
I don't think he was even thinking.
Well, no way.
Probably.
There's no way that you could write 247 pages and not try to not use one certain letter. Unless it was like X or Z or something. But it was,
Yeah.
I do remember you telling me this, and it was a pretty common letter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like an impossible feat, but
Yeah, it's crazy.
it was in one of those Ripley's Believe It or Not books, so.
No, is that true? That fact book?
Oh, National Geographic. I believe that one even more. Round 4. The category is Peppa Pig. Thanks so much to listener Ramona, who's 3 years old. Thanks, Ramona. Question 1. What is the name of Peppa's goldfish? Question 2. What color is Mommy Pig's dress? Question 3. How many more years is Peppa older than her brother? Question 4. Peppa has a pen pal from overseas. What is her name? Question 5. What is the name of Peppa's older cousin? Question 6. What is the name of Peppa's teacher? Question 7. What color is Peppa Pig's house?
Round 4 answers. Question 1. What is the name of Peppa's goldfish?
Goldie. I like how they color. Gold. Like they don't pronounce the E at the end. Goldie. Peppa's birthday is April 12th, and Peppa's best friend gave Goldie to her for a birthday present. Goldie.
God. Question 2. What color is Mummy Pig's dress?
Orange.
Orange is underrated.
I like the color orange too.
Right, one of my teachers, his favorite color is orange. My favorite popsicles are orange.
My favorite popsicles are green.
Green. Yeah, duh. A lot of people like blue though. Question 3. How many more years is Peppa older than her brother?
2. When we first meet Peppa and George, Peppa is 4 years old and George is 2.
Question 4. Peppa has a pen pal from overseas. What is her name?
Delphine Donkey. Great name.
Peppa Pig, Susie Sheep.
Richard Rabbit, Rebecca Rabbit.
Yeah, there's like a Dante dog or something.
Delphine Donkey. I love it.
Question 5. What is the name of Peppa's older cousin?
Chloe. Why doesn't Chloe's name have a double letter like everyone else? Like Peppa Pig and Delphine Donkey and Susie Sheep. But neither does George, I guess. George Pig is not
But then again...
Porge Pig. Porge, that would be a great name.
Question 6. What is the name of Peppa's teacher?
Madame Gazelle.
Question 7. What color is Peppa Pig's house?
Yellow, but the roof of her house is red.
Huh.
Yellow and red. Ketchup and mustard.
Yes.
Mustard and ketchup. You were a little bit too old when Peppa Pig came out, but Rennie loved Peppa Pig. She was a big fan.
Well, I still remember most of it.
Round number 5. The category is Greek mythology. Big thanks to listener Lucy for this idea. Thanks, Lucy. Question 1. What effect did Medusa's gaze have on people? Question 2. What monstrous creature resides in the center of the labyrinth? Question 3. Oedipus is famous for having which person as his unconventional spouse? Question 4. Who stared at his own reflection until he died? Question 5. Who lured sailors with their enchanting music and sweet song? Question 6. Who was the chief god of the ancient Greeks? Question 7. In Greek mythology, which Titan was condemned to holding up the sky for eternity?
Round 5 answers. Question 1. What effect did Medusa's gaze have on people?
It turned them to stone. Like in Raya and the Lost Dragon.
Right? There's like so much stone talk.
Oh my goodness. Everybody's turning to stone in this episode.
Oh my gosh. Question 2. What monstrous creature resides in the center of the labyrinth?
A minotaur. A minotaur is the head of a bull with the body of a person. And a labyrinth is like, you know in Harry Potter where they play that one game and there's that maze with those big hedges when Cedric Diggory is in it? They don't remember what the game is called. But anyway, they're in that big maze and it's all made out of like bushes. It's It's all made out of bushes and hedges, and it's like a maze of trees. That is a labyrinth, and in the center, the Minotaur. Bullhead, man body. Frightening.
Question 3. Oedipus is famous for having which unconventional spouse?
His own mother. Do you know what a spouse is?
Wife or husband?
And Oedipus was married to his own mother. Gross.
What do you mean gross?
Gross. You can't marry your own mom.
Well,
Gross.
Oedipus did.
Well, he shouldn't have. And I think he killed his dad. I think he killed his dad to do it too. It was gross.
Question 4. Who stared at his own reflection until he died?
Narcissus. Have you ever heard of the word narcissist or
Yes.
heard someone is narcissistic?
Yeah.
Well, Narcissus is where that word comes from. So that word means you have personality qualities that include thinking very highly of oneself, you need admiration, you believing others are inferior, and you lack empathy for others. So
what's the story?
Narcissus stared at his own reflection so long that he died.
Why?
I don't know, but the word narcissist comes from him.
Huh. Question 5. Who lured sailors with their enchanting music and sweet song?
Sirens. Have you ever heard of sirens?
Mm-hmm.
What are they? I think they're like mermaids.
They're like mermaids.
Yeah.
And then they sing songs.
And they
Sailors-
put
sailors
sailors
came.
in a trance. They like
And then
can't
they kill
resist them. And then they kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is just fake, so. Question 6. Who was the chief god of the ancient Greeks?
Zeus.
I love Thor, Love and Thunder. I love the guy that plays Zeus. I love his accent. Asgardian problems are Asgardian problems.
Yes, we do love the new Thor movie. And Zeus is in it.
He's so good. Question 7. In Greek mythology, which titan was condemned to holding up the sky for eternity?
Atlas. Now, I bet you've seen a sculpture of Atlas and not even realized it. So, the sculpture of Atlas, he's kind of like hunched down, bending over, and he's holding the like a globe or the world on his back. So anyway, poor guy's got to hold up the whole world.
He's got the whole
What a
world.
terrible punishment. Like, well,
What punishment? He got punished?
which titan was condemned to
Oh.
holding up the sky? That means punished.
Oh!
Boy, my arms would sure get tired. Poor Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
You suppose that's why those big maps are called atlases?
That's what I was thinking.
Well, boy, I just blew my own mind, Quinn.
Right?
And now it's time for the final exam. Now remember, you've heard these questions in the previous rounds, but these were the hardest ones we've had. So use your memory and try to think back to what the answers are.
Question 1. What is the largest library in the world with more than 162 million objects in its collection?
The Library of Congress.
Question 2. True or false? Australia is wider than the moon.
True.
Question 3. In Greek mythology, which titan was condemned to holding up the sky for eternity?
Atlas.
Question 4. Washington, D.C. is named after which famous explorer?
Christopher Columbus.
Question 5. Which tribe is Raya from?
The Hart Tribe.
Question 6. True or false? A is the most common letter used in the English language.
False. It's E.
Question 7. Who stared at his own reflection until he died?
Narcissus.
Prime number 37 for you guys.
What a good Prime episode.
Yeah, it was
I
a
don't
long one.
It was a long one. There was a lot of wordy explanation answers. But I feel like there was a lot of solid, good knowledge that we talked about this week.
Yeah, I agree.
I liked those White House questions. Those were so interesting.
My favorite one was the zoo one or the bathroom one.
Yeah, both great ones. Who'd have ever thought those presidents would have brought so many animals in?
Yeah, I love it. Guys, thank you so much for submitting those categories.
Yep, thank you guys. Please keep them coming. We love it. And thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.
We love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Trivia for Kids Podcast. And if you have a question idea or even an entire category, please email us at triviaforkidspodcast@gmail.com.